Oftentimes, the focus is on the person who has the disease of alcoholism. Everyone, though, in the family is affected. Alcoholism is a family affair. I'm Sean Salmon, a Marist brother, and I'm a scholar in residence here at Marist College. I'm also a licensed clinical psychologist. I've published about 10 books. My most recent book, Alcoholism's Children, addresses the issues of alcoholism, what it's like to grow up in an alcoholic family, and what you need to do in order to recover. Since the late 80s, there's not been much written that's new, so I thought this book might be timely coming out at this particular point because it's another generation. The book itself is divided into 4 parts. First part is a discussion of alcoholism, the disease, and how it progresses, from the time of social drinking until a person's completely out of control. The second part looks at the rules that exist in an alcoholic family. Rules like denial, silence, isolation. Third part is about the roles that people take on if they grew up in an alcoholic family. Roles like a hero or an enabler, and how those rules and roles may be working to a disadvantage in adulthood in the lives of people who grow up in those situations. The last section is very hopeful. It's about recovery. And the message is that recovery is available and that healing is possible. I originally wrote Alcoholism's Children for a population of priests, sisters, and brothers. In doing this second edition, the revised edition, I expanded it so that it would meet a general audience. I've updated it with new statistics, new information, but mainly what I was trying to do is to focus on a general audience, but also a general audience that might have somehow had a faith development. And to me, that's important because in years past, people would talk about a pray-it-away solution. If you were the wife or a husband of a person who had the disease of alcoholism, and you consulted a church person, they might say, well, you know, if you pray, this will become much better. To dispel that kind of notion and to say, this is a disease. This book touches on an issue and relates it to the question of spirituality, because healing from alcoholism, healing for adult children, it has a spiritual foundation. Not necessarily an organized religious foundation, but a spiritual foundation, because to me, spirituality is about meaning. And I don't think you can go through life without having some sense of meaning, however people define that. Someone who grew up in an alcoholic family, eventually they're going to have to embrace that experience and to be forgiving, and then to say, I've got to get on with my own life. How do I do those things that are going to help me to heal from the process that I've been through? We can get on top of these issues, and they don't have to repeat themselves in generation after generation. But the basic thing is to take a deep breath and tell the truth. Once you break the silence, the other rules have no control over you.